Once you've got all the cream, butter, dark brown sugar, and corn syrup in there, just let it boil. Stop stirring. See this little handy dandy candy thermometer we've got here? On this candy thermometer, what we want to do is we want to get this up to the soft ball stage. Now again, this varies based on elevation. If you're down at sea level, it's 244 degrees roughly. Where I live, again, using that formula, 1.9 degrees Fahrenheit for every 1,000 feet in elevation rise, it's about 236 degrees. So in doing this, I don't touch it. Remember, all those crystals on the side of the pan can be danger for our caramel. So we're just going to let this sit, watch this temperature gauge, and watch it rise slowly at first, and then all of a sudden you're thinking it's going to hit a rocket ship. The temperature of this caramel is working way up. In fact, it's right about 225 right now. You gotta be really careful with caramel because once it hits that 225 phase, where a lot of the water is already boiled out, the pace at which the temperature goes increases a lot. So although it may take what seems like forever to go from 200, 210 to 225, once it hits 225, it's gonna look like a rocket went off. Again, I keep looking because I want to make sure I get this just right. This is one of those things where there's not a lot of room for error, so you want to make sure you get the temperature right within about a plus or minus 1 degree. If you're at 4,000 feet, you could probably take it all the way up to 236, 237 might be pushing it. I'm not risking it. I prefer my caramel to be, I like to err on the side of chewy as opposed to crunchy. So I'm going to cook this to about 234, 235 degrees. Again, just because of my elevation. Once this gets to the softball stage, turn off the heat. Then we'll add just a little bit of vanilla. Now this is when it's okay to stir, but just try to keep stirring in the middle. Don't add your vanilla extract until it's off the heat, or else you'll lose a lot of the flavors. It'll boil away because it's an alcohol-based flavoring. But you'll stir this a little bit, being careful not to knock any of those sugar crystals off the side of your pan. Then the last and really fun step in the cooking process, because it's the part where you get to have little pieces of caramel left over you get to try, is take your caramel pan, pull the thermometer off, and I always keep a little bowl next to my caramel to rest my spoon on, rest anything, because that caramel doesn't come off very easy. But take your pan and then dump it into a buttered, this is a Pyrex pan, a well-buttered Pyrex pan, but take it in and put it in here and spread it all around, and then let it cool. We're going to let it cool for about 6 or 7 hours probably. Then we'll come back and we'll wrap our caramels. Welcome back. This caramel is excellent. I just cut myself a piece, and I cannot help it on my show. I have a tendency to talk with my mouth full. But hey, it's my show, right? What I'll do is I'll take and cut an edge around the outside of the caramel to help it come out of the pan. I'll take a spatula, and finding that spot where I was at, I'll kind of start to work it out a little bit. And the goal here is not to get the whole thing out, because what we're going to do now is just flip it over on its side. But the goal is just to get it started, because once you get it started, it's a lot easier to help it come out of the pan all on its own in one nice big slab. Let me hold that down with some brute force while I help it out of the pan a little more. But the goal here is to get one nice big slab of caramel out onto your cutting board. Does it have to look pretty when it comes out? Well, you don't want to mangle it too much, but at the same point, you're not trying to win any beauty pageants here, because we're actually going to end up and cutting this a little bit. Let's put that aside. So, final step. Sorry, when someone says so and throws a big knife at me, I tend to get a little nervous, so sorry for that. All you do is you take your caramel, and just using a regular rocking motion, you'll cut your caramel into little pieces like that. See, simple pie. If you want, you can form them. They're tender and soft enough that you can, in fact, make little shapes out of them if you like. I've seen long rolls made out of these that are kind of popular in stores right now. But all you got to do is just get some standard old regular wax paper, grab some kitchen shears, and cut yourself some little pieces. In fact, I find I can usually get 2 pieces of paper per width of wax paper. But all you got to do is fold it. Fold the first one over and hold it tight, and then fold the top over. And then holding the edges, just give it a couple twists like that. And there you've got it. Delicious caramels. This will make enough that I'm not going to be eating any other sweets this week. Thank you for joining us on Cook with Tom. I hope you enjoyed learning what we talked about today. You're going to love this. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, requests, please go to cookwithtom.com and leave your information request there, and I'll be happy to get with you just as soon as I am. Again, thanks for watching our show, and I'll see you next time.